Hello and welcome to the MGP E3 Live Reaction Show 2016, 5th annual one. I'm Kev, and with me, as ever, we have Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 Hey, I can see you all. Well, yay, I can see Anna and Pab. Oh, I can see Sheepdog. Makes me very sad. Are we all still giddy from E3 and tired from lack of sleep from watching all these shows?
Kind of some of that.
Yeah, exhausted.
No, I'm well rested.
You would be well rested because when the alarm went off at 1:45 this morning, so we could get up and watch Sony as per your instructions, I leapt out of bed, went to the toilet, came back, said, "Come on, Anna, let's go and watch Sony. I've got some chilled coffees downstairs. We've got popcorn. We've got peanut M&Ms. We're ready to go." Sleeping.
Was it a ones or a twos that you went for? Because that might be. It's justifiable if she fell asleep.
No, I just went for a tinkle. She didn't wake up when the alarm went off. She was completely oblivious. I came and tried to shake her and wake her up. Nothing. And I thought, well, I'm not. She's the PlayStation person. I'm not going to go downstairs and watch Sony by myself because I'll fall asleep then. I need someone to talk to keep me awake. So by the time people started tweeting at me to say, "Come on, Kev, your alarm's not gone off," I was already asleep again. And I saw them this morning. So. That was an interesting 10 minutes in the middle of my night. That means I'm a little bit more tired than normal. And I think I've now diagnosed myself with vertigo because I'm dizzy and feel sick. And I'm blaming Anna for making me wake up in the middle of the night.
You went through Google, and Google told you.
Yeah, I also found the cure on YouTube and was doing head bending exercises to make myself feel better.
I'm just disappearing because the door
one of their dances or something.
Yeah, I had to lie on the bed and twist my head around. Anna, mute your microphone when you do that, for goodness sake. Right, just while we give everyone a chance to arrive. Hello, everybody, by the way. There are multiple ways for you all to get involved in the show. Obviously, if you're listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher or Spreaker tomorrow or watching the YouTube replay, you can't do any of this stuff. You can still get involved in the YouTube comments, but we probably won't react to them live on the show. But if you want to get involved while things are rolling tonight, we have the chat, which is over there somewhere. I don't know which direction the chat is in. Pab's manning the chat.
I'm manning the chat.
He got the short straw by being the first in. So Pab's manning the chat.
There.
Sheepdog is manning the Twitter. So if you want to tweet at us at MGUK Podcast, you can do that. Yeah. Why does it say yo?
Yeah. Where's that just come from?
Me just now.
I hope you know how to take that down again.
No, it's gone.
So Sheepdog's going to be manning the Twitter, so if you want to tweet in at us at MGUK Podcast and let us know your thoughts as we go through as well. We're going to follow the similar structure to what we've done in all the previous years. We're going to go through the conferences one by one, give you our thoughts. I've got some thoughts that people have sent me earlier in the day via Twitter of what they thought of the individual shows, and that'll be your lot's opportunity to throw in what you thought of things as well. Are we all comfortable with that? Do we all understand the rules?
I do, although that was the group chat. Is that the same as the chat everyone else is in, the Pab's manning?
Almost certainly not, because it appeared on screen, which none of the other stuff has. I think you were just saying yo to us. I imagine no one else saw the yo, and now they don't understand why it just said yo on the screen.
I'm in the YouTube live chat, is it, Kev?
Yeah, Sheepdog, if you follow the link I just put on Twitter, you'll just be able to see the YouTube thing as it goes out live. It'll be on a slight delay, but you'll be able to see the comments on there.
Now I find it.
So while he finds that, let's get straight into the first of these conferences. So it was the one from Sunday night, EA. I have my notes here. I watched this one from in the garage because I was watching Anna live stream it with the Infinite Loop cast. Because we could have been this fancy. They had the stream up and running with them talking over the top of it, which I thought was very snazzy.
It didn't work.
No, it didn't work properly. I wasn't going to say that part. I was going to try and let you lot sound professional.
It's because everyone was doing it, I guess, and it just kept. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was good the talking, but it just didn't get recorded very well.
It was quite fun, the odd bits I could hear, when basically the general topic of conversation was, it's another person who's got 2 letters in their name.
There was a lot of people who had double letters in their name. It was odd.
I imagine statistically, there's always quite a lot of people who've got 2 letters in their name. So my notes that I had from EA, and I'll let you lot share yours in a minute. Titanfall 2 is a thing that I don't care about.
It's got a single player now.
Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked genuinely good. Being a fan of the first one.
Yeah, see, I was a big fan of the demo of the first one.
Yeah.
But then I got the full game through EA Access and didn't like it once I got past the demo because it turned into a completely different game. I liked all the wall running fun stuff you got to do in the demo.
Yeah.
And then I got
Like
into the main game and I had to get in a bloody mech.
Yeah. Well, now you've got a grappling hook as well.
Yeah,
So-
but if I still have to get into a mech, I'm not interested. I'm not.
But you
one
can
with mechs.
swing.
Yeah, the mech is half the fun as well. But if you don't...
Sheepdog,
Sorry, it's cool.
can someone
Good
let us
lesson.
know in the comments if they can see Sheepdog's little comments that he's posting on screen? Because if not, they're just going to amuse us, and
Yeah, nobody
no one
else.
else is going to know why we're laughing. Apparently, Sheepdog wasn't impressed. I'm speaking for you, sir.
Very good.
Is that just? Why don't you just get a sign on a piece of paper for every game? I wasn't impressed.
What did
yes.
you think of the whole thing starting off? Just as a summary before we start talking, because I went through phases at the time. I was very disappointed with the show completely, and then I was chatting about it today, and I was defending it, and then thought, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And then I was justifying some of it, and then disagreed with Angry John about something, and then I thought, I'm quite up for tonight, because it turns out I've got more opinions than meh, which is what I had yesterday when I was watching it.
So, what was your argument when you were defending it to people today?
I can't remember now.
I thought as a 2-day nerdy experience, I quite enjoyed it, as I do every year. I enjoyed some conferences more than others, which we'll get to in a little while. But yeah, as an event, I thought it had something for everybody. I think there was no matter what your interest in gaming or nerdy tech type stuff is, I think there was something for everybody in there.
I think the issue was they were saying there was no surprises and there was nothing particularly new, and I was saying, well, actually, there were quite a few completely unknown games. I did say to Pat before the show that I don't know, I just felt a little bit like we knew most of the headline ones.
But we were always going to, weren't we?
Yeah.
Because that's what makes them headlines. You're not going to headline with stuff we've never heard of before. It's only ever going to be something they've already mentioned last year or a big sequel. They're not going to go headlining with, and this is something you've never heard of to finish off. Or they'd have to be very brave to do that.
One interesting conversation I did have was that there aren't many AAA games there, and I'm wondering whether you'll disagree.
I'm looking down my list, and there's
Yeah.
loads of them.
I don't think most of those titles should be considered AAA games. I think Dishonored, definitely.
Yay.
Quake, definitely. Mass Effect Andromeda, definitely. A lot of the others are just rehashes or clones or,
No,
slightly
there was like
A lot.
new IPs.
Gears of War 4. I'm not counting. We don't know what new IPs will be like yet. They could be
Okay.
BAs or AAAs.
But-
Gears of War 4, definitely. But Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1, they're just...
Massive games.
Yeah,
Battlefield, particularly.
AAA, surely.
Battlefield is a massive, massive game.
Part of we had a back and forth yesterday because I was saying that I don't like that it's not trying hard to just bring out another Battlefield game, is it? That's not innovating anything. That's not upgrading anything.
But they're not going to not do that, are they?
No, but they shouldn't be considered top-notch games just because they're releasing them every year and they make a big deal out of it. Their marketing budget's AAA, but there's nothing interesting about Battlefield coming out. It's just another Battlefield game. There'll be another one next year, and it'll be the same.
Isn't the interesting thing about this Battlefield the fact that it is completely different to any we've had in like the last 10 years?
No, the difference is they put a 1 at the start of it.
And changed
The
where it's basically 100 years before where it was set previously.
You're basically telling me Barbie's wearing a new hat, and we should buy the new Barbie.
It's for people who like this kind of thing. We're not the shooter market, but it's completely different guns, completely different vehicles. So it's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'll be more close combat than anything because their guns aren't going to be this era. They're going to be back then.
Well,
It's going to be different.
based on what I've seen, it did seem like an old last year's Battlefield with a new skin on it.
And saying
But
it in war.
not saying that necessarily that is what is going to be the case, but based on the 2 games of it that I actually saw played, not saying it was bad because I was quite impressed with it and I quite like the look of the World War One setting, but you wouldn't say it is a massive overhaul of what Battlefield is. To be fair, from what I saw.
Can't we start referring to these as like filler games, because they are filler games? You get them, you play them until something big comes out. All the meatheads are waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out while they play Battlefield and FIFA.
But they're the things that prop up the industry.
Exactly, so they're the filler games, the ones that prop it up, the filler. Like the dirt around the outside of your house.
Doug, if you think filler props things up, I never want to see you make a sandwich.
You get what I mean, though, right? Yeah, they're just making...
If anything, Battlefield is the bread of the metaphorical sandwich.
All right, I'll have that. I'll allow that. That's the bread. You don't go and have a bread sandwich unless you're you.
I've never had a bread sandwich, unless you count a Big Mac, because that's a piece of bread in the middle, doesn't it?
But I mean, the Star Wars stuff that you've written down here is boring. That's probably up there as AA, maybe. Well, maybe true. It's got Star Wars in the title, so they've spent a lot of money on it, probably. But I don't know. I just didn't feel, going through the EA stuff, I was kind of like, right, Titanfall 2, great. That's an average filler. Battlefield 1, another bread. Mass Effect Andromeda, they've spent time and effort on that. They've not just, reskinned Mass Effect 3. They've actually made a new game.
Yeah, but they didn't show much.
That's because it's probably still got tons of work to be done on it.
But isn't that quite worrying, considering it's going to be out first quarter of 2017? Yeah. And the fact that they've got nothing to show you.
Because it was all background, wasn't it? It was all, this is what we've been doing.
Yeah. It didn't look like they had much to show, considering it's going to be out in, 7 or 8 months, 9 months, say, tops. Or what they say. They probably...
Sorry, go on, mate. You carry on.
As we say, let's say they just put that date in just because it's like end of fiscal year, and they are probably planning on pushing it back again. Who knows?
Maybe. Was it this one where the video just showed them kind of sat at their desks, looking, starry-eyed, while they had a man running on the screen, and then it cut to that in game, that kind of thing. So they've got people running. Maybe they're just rendering it a bit and spreading the story. I don't know, but that's one I can believe they've spent 3 or 4 years on, if not longer, and they're planning on going right up to the day and then bringing it out. Whereas I can't imagine they've spent much time on FIFA and Madden.
Whoa! We've got story mode in FIFA now, or whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Is that not just what you normally do, where you play as your player?
Yeah, but this time Jose Mourinho's in it, looking like Jose Mourinho.
He didn't look anything like him. I was like, really?
He looked more like him than the managers they had in it before.
I don't see it, but he was on stage and then he was on the screen. I was thinking, not really, not quite.
It was alright.
I mean, it's got me intrigued about FIFA for the first time in 3 or 4 years. I probably won't buy it again. I'll just take my 10 hours on my EA Access, which I'll probably do with all of these games. Looking down the list of the stuff we had from EA, Mass Effect is the only one that I see myself playing more than 10 hours on, or 6 hours if that's what they brought us down to on it now. The rest of it, I'll use my trial on Battlefield 1 to have a couple of multiplayer games, probably same with Titanfall. I didn't even write down the name of the Star Wars stuff that they were doing. It is just written down.
I don't think there is a name yet. As of yet, I don't think.
Well, then I christen it boring Star Wars stuff.
It's Battlefront stuff and
the Force somethings.
Yeah.
Yeah, insert joke there. Kind of, the joke was supposed to come out and it just didn't, so I was like, yeah, whatever.
I've forgotten it.
Have we had any comments in the chat about EA? Let's hear from the
Christian
people.
West has put in the chat, but isn't every game a rehash of an old game?
Yeah, she's dog.
Just every now and then the rehash is really good.
Yeah.
And was that the Vicky Dino said that Battlefield looked better than COD, but that's like saying my poo looks better than your poo. I mean, it's just
to some people, Sheepdog, they're really into poo.
Dung beetles, yeah.
For the dung beetles.
Stop calling them meatheads. Start calling them dung beetles. Love that.
For the dung beetles of the gaming community, it's important that they get the best dung, and if Battlefield has now become the best dung, that's significant. they'll sell more copies of that than they will.
Watch Telly instead.
I almost said they'll sell more copies of Mass Effect. They probably won't, will they? Not these days.
Who knows, to be fair. I mean, they probably will, but that's a shame, really. One thing before we go on to Bethesda, part of this conversation about the AAAs and whatnot, because I actually started out trying to defend that. I just said there's loads of AAAs there, and then actually when we started talking, I thought, well, no, he's got a point. We haven't really had many. We've had new IPs that have tried to become AAAs, but Fallout's the only game I could think of off the top of my head that I would consider a AAA game that's been released this gen. I mean, I can't, and I know I'm probably wrong there, and you're right.
Uncharted.
Yeah,
Uncharted. I forgot about that. Sorry, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't.
He still calls it Uncharted as well. It's not an accountancy game, Doug. It's not Nathan Drake's battle to achieve chartered accountant status. Although I'd play that game.
In my head, I'm saying Uncharted. Uncharted. I can't even say it right. Uncharted.
That's the only reason you don't like it, because you don't have to talk about it.
I was saying to somebody the other day, Mark Bentley offered to lend me it, and I said, but what makes me worry is that if I turn on my PS4, it'll update for the next year, because I haven't turned it on in so long, so it puts me off. But he's going to lend me it after MGPX, so I'm going to start the updates now and hope they're done in time. Yeah. But other than that, are there many other proper AAAs? I don't mean FIFAs and whatnot. I can't think of any major.
I'll get to some later once we get into some of the other conferences.
You got Division.
That was
get to them. Stick to the running order, you monsters.
Keep going.
Right, Bethesda.
I've got a minute. I'll give you one more from EA. The indie game that's called Fe.
Fe. It's FE, isn't it?
Yeah, FE. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you want to say that, yeah, you can have fair. It seemed like a bit of an open world, free roaming sort of game, didn't it? And it had
I don't even remember it.
You know, it was like animals, and it had. They said there was no words in it. It seemed like Journey S.
Sounds.
Yeah, so you was like just making noises at things, trying to interact with different animals and stuff, and
It's the
seeing what they
story
did.
of Sheepdog's life.
You probably thought they said F all, and you left.
No, it'll be because I was watching the Infinite Loopcast feed. It was probably one of the times it was down, and it just popped back up again with Jose Mourinho back on stage.
Is this the one everyone was raving about where you get to be a hawk?
No, that was
called Hawk.
All right.
That comes up a bit later on.
Yeah.
The conference,
So,
I think.
Into Bethesda, for me, biggest disappointment of the... No, and it's purely because it frustrates me that one of their big headlines is, and we've remastered Skyrim. Oh, that game I played, 5 years ago now?
It's longer than that.
I was kind of hoping you'd make a new Elder Scrolls
2011.
game, but you're going to waste that Elder Scrolls development time polishing up this really old game and doing some more content for Elder Scrolls Online.
It's got mods for consoles,
Yeah.
so they're bringing what they've done for Fallout onto the consoles for mods. I know you can play it on the PC with mods, but this is a chance for people who don't want to play on the PC to play it on a console and have the mod support there as well, which is kind of cool because there's thousands upon thousands of mods for it. So
I don't want to skip ahead too much here, but my theory for them remastering Skyrim is they won't have enough time between generations now to make a Skyrim-sized Elder Scrolls game, because every time
they could have made it a launch title for the Scorpio.
But it would have sucked because launch titles generally don't work very well. So.
Well, then they could have said, actually, we're on board with the Xbox One and the PS4. We'll release it on these.
And no one will play it because it'll be on the Scorpio.
They've got to do backwards compatibility. If they go into the... We'll get onto this in a little while, but if they go into the PC App Store type model, games aren't going to be tied to generations anymore, surely.
No, that's what they're saying.
It'll be an app that you just play on your new version of your console, just like you do on your phone or your tablet.
It's just basically Xbox, and just as a whole.
Yeah, it's a software delivery system like Steam that you get your device on and you can play some games, maybe can't play others, and it's the way it's going. And we'll get to it. I won't give any opinions yet. So what else did we have from Bethesda? We had Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2, yeah.
Does it have a brightness setting this time?
Just for you, yeah. Just for you.
A black screen.
Twice as bright.
I've pre-ordered the collector's edition.
I was very impressed when I saw this.
Yesterday. Mm-hmm. because it's like a mask and it's a ring and it's so pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was all for that. Loved it. It was great. You can play as a girl. You can play as the daughter and as Corvo.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. There's lots of different ways to do things. The domino effect was kind of good, where you can kill one person, but you can mark other people at the other side of the room and kill them at the same time. So that's kind of cool.
I find it interesting that this is, of all the games, this is the one that you've pre-ordered, because if you gave me this as a list, I don't think I'd have picked that one out.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved Dishonored. I played it on the last console. I bought the definitive edition, played that, and now I get to play 2 in November, I believe.
Yeah,
Then
11th of November.
Yeah, it's 149 days away.
Yep.
But yesterday when we were watching...
Roughly.
No, it's because we were watching Microsoft last night and I got an email from Game saying, oh, you can pre-order this. It's had 150 days to go till release. So I was like, it's 149 obviously today. So I pre-ordered that yesterday.
Pre-ordered, then set a countdown on your phone. So
No, it was already there.
Clarify, Anna, that I was very impressed with how quickly you pre-ordered it, not the game itself, by the way, because I realised how that sounded. But I said, I was very impressed. I couldn't believe it when I saw it on Facebook, and you're like, yeah, I pre-ordered it. It comes with a ring and a hat, was it, or something?
A mask. The mask looks really good, and it's going to go up here.
Sheepdog, you could have just let that
Try and
one
put it
fly.
out, please.
For a minute there, I thought you were positive about a game.
No,
and
that's
everyone
why-
else thought you
God,
were as well.
God, they thought I was positive. I better scratch that back.
And I think if this is just digital only, if you pre-ordered it digitally, you get the Dishonored definitive edition. for
Oh
free.
no, I got the
Yeah.
physical.
So I'm presuming that's what it was if you get it digitally.
Cordbreaker said on Twitter that Bethesda disappointed her as well, so I win.
I don't see it, no, but like it was only Bethesda games, so there's more Fallout DLC, which is I believe free because they said whenever they released DLC it will be free if you get the season pass. So because if you add all the DLC that's out now, if you bought it separately it'd be cheaper than when you buy the season pass. So this makes up for that. You can build your own vault, which I'm all for. I want to have a vault, and you can do experiments on them. So like,
Can you export your vault from Fallout Shelter into the game? Because
I'm not sure.
No,
but,
probably not.
You can do experiments. So when Vault Tech, I really mean like putting one man with like 100 women. You can do your own experiments and see how they work out.
There's only one way that's working out.
And then the big one at the end was Nuka World, which is a theme park, and that looks awesome. I want to be in there, and I hope it's got like a storyline. It's not just a place I can visit, because that'd be a bit boring. And they've just got more stuff, mechanical ways you can do in your settlements, which looks kind of cool. So like conveyor belts and some kind of cannonball thing. I don't know.
How big is this likely to be? Because I was a bit surprised they brought up DLC at the event, but is it quite a big one?
No one knows. They said in the next 3 months, so we've got one coming out next month with more settlement stuff, and then it will just come out as and when. Some people have already downloaded the new update, and the Nuka World is up there, but obviously not installed yet because it's not out. So yeah, we'll just wait and see for that. And then there was more talk about Fallout Vault, which I've been playing recently again. They're going to have new locations, so they're going to have the Red Rocket place and places you can visit. That would be cool, and it's coming to PC, so I'll have another 3 vaults. So I'll have 9 vaults by then, because I've got 3 on my phone, 3 on my iPad, and then I'll have 3 on the PC. So that looks all cool. Even though Sheepdog was like, "Oh, it was DLC, they shouldn't have done that." Well, I think they should have. It was a Bethesda one.
No, I didn't say they shouldn't have. I was surprised.
You were insulted, apparently. You were like, I'm
Possibly
so insulted.
I said something along those lines. It's a bit of a Mickey take that they added DLC in.
But it was Bethesda.
Out and mentioned their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games.
Yeah, but it was only Bethesda. It was an hour long. It was telling everyone what they've got coming.
And it's their big game. Why would they got to find a way? If they're not bringing out new Elder Scrolls, they have to talk about Fallout.
They're bringing out Quake.
And then then there was talk of Fallout VR, so I now need a Vive.
Now that's the most exciting thing, because
That was crazy, yeah.
it was having these two bits of two different conferences linked together. You've got Fallout saying, well, Bethesda saying Fallout's going to work with the HTC Vive. Then you have Johnny Bethesda turning up on the Microsoft conference where they keep going on about VR but not saying how they're going to do it. And is the Scorpio going to work with the Vive?
Nope.
Ooh.
If anything, it's going to work with Oculus, seeing as the fact that one of the creators at Oculus was on the stage at.
But he was on the stage wearing a Samsung Gear, wasn't he?
Yeah, which is made by or supported by Oculus.
I would love.
If anything, they supply Oculus with the controllers as well, with the Xbox One controllers as well. There is a relationship there.
Vive.
We all want a Vive, but there's nowhere to
We
put
need
it.
a room.
Yeah.
We could.
We've got this room. This one will do.
That's the dog's room. And what about if I smashed into your lovely display behind you?
No. Oh yeah. By the way, everybody, there's the Billy bookcase that I talked about at great length. There you go. You can all see that now. Very proud of that. I assembled furniture by myself.
No, you didn't.
That came assembled, didn't it?
No,
No,
you didn't.
It was flat pack, but he got Lucy to help him.
Look, it weighs as much as I do.
Oh yeah, but you were getting so frustrated with everything. I was just like, just get on with it. Don't moan.
It's one of my proudest achievements that I've now hung doors on a cupboard and they're level. I've never ever managed to do that.
But they don't seem to shut properly.
How dare you?
There's like a little gap at the bottom.
Hold on. I'm not going to get the opportunity to do this properly. Fine. See?
But look at that big gap.
That's glass. So you can see what's in there.
Look at it.
That's supposed to be there.
And what? They're supposed to be flat to the shelves, are they?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
It's supposed to be like that. That's what it looked like on the picture. So Quake and Prey are both things that exist and don't interest me. Are they just going through its old back catalogue now? Is that Bethesda's thing?
Quake's a big thing for a lot of PC gamers, and yeah, probably they're going through the back catalogue. I mean,
a lot of people too scared to play Doom, played Quake instead, didn't they?
I
don't know. Quake was before.
I was kidding. I was being a bit of a.
I don't know. Quake was what sort of set up, defined the arena combat genre, as it were.
I remember Quake being for people who had slightly newer PCs than I did, and therefore I didn't like them.
Yeah, I had a copy of Quake that I got for Christmas one year, and it just went straight in my wardrobe because my parents didn't understand system requirements. It just went in my wardrobe. It's probably still in my dad's garage. Never even had the cellophane taken off. So there was no way that was ever working on our PC.
Well,
most upsetting.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know what this Quake is going to be, because it seemed like it was going to be like an arena shooter a little bit, and then people was like, "Is it a MOBA?" You know, no, I don't know. But it seemed like it would. They sort of character based, so it could be like something similar to like Overwatch, where you had like characters where you have individual abilities, but it's still an arena shooter, similar to like say something like Overwatch or maybe a little bit like Battleborn. Who knows?
Aren't they risking the internet imploding if they mess with such a popular game too much? Shouldn't they just make a pretty version? They're making a pretty version of Skyrim. Shouldn't they just make a pretty version?
Well, maybe they are. Maybe it was only a pre-rendered video, as it were, wasn't it? So you don't know how much of it you actually see. But we did see that it is made it's being made in partner with id Software, with Saber Interactive, who are known for making Halo Master Chief Collection. So make it what you will.
That means I might get a button where I can switch back and forth between the two.
Well, I don't know how stable that was for online stuff, was it? It was an absolute mess. Their online infrastructure for it. So take that with what you will. That is who is making it. So it might be fine. Who knows?
I'm hopeful that with Doom coming back and then Quake coming back, that we're only 2 or 3 years away from Theme Hospital coming back. And
Theme Hospital never went away.
That wasn't it, was it? I don't think that was it. I think that was that Bullfrog?
Bullfrog.
Yeah.
Oh
no, I know.
Which would then be.
We're going through history,
aren't we? But Bullfrog wasn't Bullfrog part of
EA.
I
Lionhead?
don't care. All I'm saying is we're travelling through history again. It'll be, we're just repeating the past. So.
Oh right, yeah. But in wishful thinking, and maybe but I don't.
2000.
But they had a SimCity.
No, I know that wasn't very good. Forget that.
It was all right.
Well, but yeah, that's what they're repeating it all.
I'm gonna quote Sheepdog from earlier today. I probably won't say very much. I was a bit negative about everything. Now he's talking about gaming history at great length. I liked your original plan.
Sorry.
Prey.
Yeah.
I never played the original, so I'm immediately not interested at all. Who did play the original?
I played it.
You wouldn't care that there's a new one coming out.
It's made by Arcane, the Dishonored people, so that is something to be said. But that is about as much as I don't know how much. It doesn't appear to be any connection whatsoever with the original one, because the original didn't seem to completely a different direction to where that was going. So who knows? It could be, like I say, it seems like a complete reboot rather than a sequel to that original one. So just using the name more than anything.
So it's not a remade version of the original one, or?
Don't think so. No, it's not. It's not a remake of the original. It looks completely different to me.
Okay,
From
cool.
what I can remember anyway.
Before we move on to Microsoft, if I could ask everybody who's watching live on YouTube, just pop a little like on there for us. It'll make us very happy. You know, we've talked for half an hour now. That's worth a like, surely. So that would please us rather a lot. Anything more on Bethesda before we move on? While Pab's checking the comments, maybe as well.
Yeah, quick. Oh, someone said. Blinky the first said like the Billy. There you go.
Can't beat a bit of Billy.
There you go.
Agreed.
Exactly. Last thing on Bethesda that I've got on here is Doom. They've put there's gonna be snap map updates, so you can all new multiplayer stuff and going in there and what have you. But the most important thing is there is a free demo on all PC, Xbox, PS4 now, so you play the entire first level, and I implore everyone to go and play it.
That's only available until Sunday, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it was a timed demo thing, which seems odd. I don't know why you'd release a demo and take it away again.
Yeah, I think they would just put a demo and just leave it there.
I don't think that's what they're doing, though. I think they said it was available throughout E3 week. So I don't know if that means it's coming off again, or...
There's a good chance of it. But
Anna, your mic's muted. I can hear you talking from the other room.
Better?
There you go. What were you shouting?
It's because they've put a demo out because they released the multiplayer before the game came out, and everyone just like, this is horrible. But when people were playing the actual main campaign, everyone was saying it's really good. So people who had the beta didn't buy the game because they didn't like it. So I think they've released this so more people buy it, because I have not played the multiplayer. I'm not into that, but the main game is quite good. It's quite fun. There's lots of metal music and lots of demons, and it's mental.
Yeah.
But I think that's why.
So now's your chance, folks. You got a week to do it, or whenever long it is. Get downloading it and give it a go, because it is well worth a go, definitely. I mean, if you download the demo, it'll still be able to play it next week or in 2 weeks' time. Get it downloaded, give it a go. It's play the first level, and if that doesn't sell you on it, you might as well not bother. So
you tell them, Pab.
Yeah.
So Microsoft. Lots to say about Microsoft. We're not going to dance around and do it in the order they did it. The big news, obviously, was Project Scorpio.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do what?
I have it down as and when it happened.
I emailed you all a running order.
I'm reading the running order. So
good boy, Sheepdog.
I can work with it, but I'm not happy.
No.
I'm not here to please you, Paul Convenience.
No.
So, Project Scorpio led to a wonderful AD rant on Twitter. It was an AD and Sheepdog rant.
All right. Okay.
At me for like a good hour about how it's a monstrous thing for them to do.
It's not going to be out till next year. So.
Yeah.
I know, and this is one where Angry John's right, really, in what he was saying. And
so I was right last night as well.
No, what worries me, and I know it worries Pet as well, is that they'll bring out games that work on both, but actually you can't get all the features on both.
Yeah, but the only features they're going to have is 4K.
And VR.
No, well, not going by the previous, where they... I mean, I know it's Call of Duty and I wasn't affected, but they didn't release story mode on the older kit because...
But that was a completely different generation.
Yeah, but when the game should have only been, it's slightly prettier between the two. Let's face it, there's not that much difference between the Xbox One and the 360 beyond.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
There really is.
They could have fit a story mode in there, even if it was on a different disc. It's ridiculous to say that they had to do it because of the specs.
It's a different team that did that. Sheepdog. So they don't want to give an entire team to make a complete single player, like convert that to a lower aspect on a separate team. They'd rather just give them the multiplayer and let them put a single player on the new consoles and keep it there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, sorry.
The bottom line, the internet seemed to go mental about the fact that Microsoft had the nerve to release an improved piece of kit. Yeah, it's probably the same people who sit there and watch the new iPhone announcement and get excited every year when there's new features on the iPhone or the iPad, or, you know, why shouldn't...
If they said that the new iPhone had a better screen, you'd be like, so what?
People bought the new iPhone purely for a better screen. A
bigger screen, sure, but I mean, if they
when they brought out the fancy glass that they did, that was their new feature one year.
Yeah, Retina display.
Yeah, the Retina display was the new feature, and people bought it for that.
People are idiots, and I didn't do that.
Yeah, but like Kev said yesterday, everyone who's got an iPad within 2 years update it.
And an iPad costs twice as much as what a game console costs.
First off, that's not true. You said that yesterday, and it's not true. My iPad.
Look, we were mooching around in the Apple Store in London the other week, and the iPad I want was about 800 quid.
Well, and you get him on with a massive hard drive in it.
Yeah, a big hard drive like what I've got now, the big screen, the Pro. It's twice as much as what I've ever paid for a console. And I'll get. Yeah.
You're selectively picking the normal iPad that people buy. A 16 or a
but that kind of feeds into my point. I don't want the normal one. I want the best one. Just like with the console, I want the best one. If there are people out there who want the normal cheap one, then the Xbox One's still going to exist. The Xbox One S is still going to exist.
Yeah, but they brought this out like it was going to be a generation, and it hasn't been a generation at all. They're making a big deal about how
they're going to do away with this generation nonsense.
Yeah.
Artificial, and means we're playing on old tech for years, and they'll just, when they can make something better, they'll bring it out, and people will either buy it or not.
Well,
they can't do that. Sorry, Pab. My point about the games like Skyrim is no one's going to develop a game that'll only work properly on certain people's computers. They need a base spec generation to go and pick apart. We get, or the reason why you get an Xbox 360 and you can play the really early games that came out on it, and you can play Skyrim on it, which is probably a bad example. The games are so different because they've sat and they've learned about the graphics, they've learned about the technology, and they've rinsed every drip of...
It's never caused PCs any problem, not having a base spec.
Well, it has, because you get people saying, oh, let's play this together, and it's like, oh, I can't. You just said yourself, you got Quake, and you put it in the cupboard.
Yeah, but these days, I would just buy a new PC.
But that's you. I said to you at the time, you're the sort of person who will just happily go along with it and throw money at them. I'm saying if they've brought out a console, they need to give it time. We're not going to get games like Skyrim being developed when they can't keep up with the tech. The development team aren't going to say, let's spend 8 years making a game, whatever they spent on it, if they know that it's not going to work on the current lot, because they're going to...
But they do exactly that on PC.
Yeah, I'm going to say Sheepdog, everything is made now with a PC. Everything's made on a PC, and the PCs are massively more powerful than these consoles, so it doesn't matter.
They've got the same RAM and everything in it. They're not normally set from, because they'll build these consoles from the ground up, won't they?
These consoles, well, they're saying that the Scorpio will have 6 teraflops of power, which I don't know how much that is. But the current Xbox One has something like 1.1 teraflops of power. So go on.
They're going towards it being a service. Xbox has a service, which is what it should be. They kept going on about multiple devices. They had an iPad on stage, for goodness sake, during the Minecraft bit, which has Xbox on it, because you can play Minecraft using your Xbox Live on an Apple device. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we saw a new Xbox come out every 2 years, and I'd be fine with that, because they work on the Xbox software service, which you'll be able to use on your PC, because it's all this Play Anywhere stuff that they announced. So if you don't want to buy the new tech, just play it on your PC, play it on your tablet, play it on your phone, play it on your console, whichever one you've got.
Did they have someone playing on console? Because I read there was someone on the PC and there was someone on tablet, but there was no one on the console. What they were showing.
Well, they weren't showing that on the console. They were showing it cross-platform between iOS, Android, and Windows 10, because they're all going to be they're all going to be like cross-play sort of thing. So But I don't think the console's built into that system as of yet, because I think that's still ahead of it.
I think the Xbox One is.
But no one was playing it the way.
I don't think you could play it cross-play, though, can you? With Windows 10, and I don't know if you could play on the same, because it's all built into like same.
It's certainly what they're moving towards, whether you do it straight away or not. But it's certainly what they're moving towards.
Yeah.
And that's.
If they are going to take the PC model of developing a game that can function as obviously a base specs, they'll have to say, you can't play this on a computer below an Xbox One. That's fine. And obviously, I guess every now and again they'll phase out the specs as the games demand more. Then I can kind of appreciate that. But they've not really said that's what they're going to do, have they?
When they've got to do it in baby steps, because they tried to do this already 3 years ago and people went nuts. So they pretended that wasn't what they were trying to do for a little while. And now people have calmed down a little bit and they're going to try and do it again, because Microsoft are a software company. They don't care about the hardware. They want Xbox, the piece of software, to be the place you play games. They want to take Steam on. They're not. I mean, look at the conference. That wasn't a conference where they set out to beat PlayStation. They were attacking Steam throughout that whole conference. It was an attack on PC gaming. Yeah. That's where they decided they're going to win.
My major concern is, I think, and someone just said in the chat that it's anti-innovation, so you don't want new kit. What I'm worried about is I don't really care what the console can do. I think it's going to affect innovation in the games. You're not going to get people trying to push the games to their limits, because
But the most innovative games are on PC.
They're not really, though. You get the indie games that don't, that people are just putting a little story together. Great, but when PC games try and rinse out the most specs they possibly can, you get games like Crysis where they just try and break a.
But Crysis wasn't an innovative game. It was.
But the idea of it was it took everything your computer had to play it, didn't it? At the time, that was all it was really for. It was a glorified dick waving competition. Who could play it on the highest settings? I don't really want that to become the thing for consoles. I'd rather just have somebody invent a game that is massive and epic and really beautiful and awesome, but have managed to do that on something that wasn't really capable of it.
But why?
I don't know. It's just a bit more. I don't know. It's more romantic, I suppose.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, that's go and play a SNES then, because they do that, and they don't need to do that anymore.
They're weird. They just release games that. There's nothing really new about them or innovative. They're just Mario again. Sorry, I knocked a chair over.
He's that angry.
No, I put my foot up. I'm talking about like a game like Last of Us coming out at the end of the PS3. That no one would have dreamed of making a game like that at the start.
But under the new model, there won't be the end of the PS3 or the end of the Xbox. The Xbox continues. You might get a new Xbox device that you can play it on, but you could just play it on your old one. You could play it on your PC.
Yeah. But they're going to push for that to go to whatever the cap is, and then they're going to say, "Oh, sorry, people on an Xbox One, you can't play it, or you can play it, but it's going to take ages to load, and it's going to look crummy."
It'll take a long time to get to that point.
Yeah. It'll probably be like 2 or 3 down the line from that.
Yeah, I mean, my rubbish old PC that we've only just got rid of, that I bought in 2009, and it wasn't top spec then, could still play games last year. So that lasted 6 years, and it was mid-range at best when I bought it. So if I bought the new Xbox and it lasted me 5 years, and then I bought a new one, if they're costing me £300-500 a pop, that's still cheaper than PC gaming.
Yeah, you've got to look at it like it's probably going to go the same way of like a graphics card. So it's still going to come out cheaper than getting a new graphics card to buy a whole new box, and a lot of people don't want to deal with the PC gaming side. So if they just want to get a new box or whatever it is, it's going to be what, £400. That is still going to be cheaper than what this Scorpio can put out. It's probably £600 for a graphics card that'll do something similar. So you just got to look at it.
That, Vimesy kind of convinced me with him on Twitter. This was after Kev had gone, so it was quite funny because the argument carried on well after Kev left, and then Vimesy just randomly said, £300, not £3,000, get a grip. Just, not to me, this was the pet. They're having a separate argument, and I read it and I thought, he's right. I'm crying over £300 in 18 months' time, then I've kind of failed this year. It's not that big of a deal, and I know it won't be that much. I don't know. I'm caught between I'll probably upgrade, and it's the principle of the matter. Like, I'll do it, and then if 18 months later I'm feeling the need to do it again, I don't know, I'll always feel a little bit disappointed that I've had
And then you'll get used to it because you don't moan about it with your phone.
Exactly. There's someone in the
my
chat
phone
said
breaks. If I break my... I mean, they're built to break, aren't they? That's the ridiculous thing. Well, will these Xboxes be built to break?
No, they'll be robust systems.
Because
They'll be like, I mean,
Yeah, that's what Microsoft are known for, robust systems.
Does your graphics card break after 2 years?
You're
Probably
right.
not.
To be fair, my iPhone only broke because I dropped it on my driveway.
Yeah, don't drop your Xbox. Don't pick it up. That's
what
what
I do. What if I drop it on my driveway and a screen shatters on it?
I mean, Blinky, the person in the chat has put, do you think Microsoft are aiming to try a mobile phone approach? A new device every couple of years, but basically the same architecture. Apple and Samsung do it, and it's now accepted normal practice.
Yes, I think they are. I think they should. I think it's the way console gaming will survive.
But then, do you think they would start doing like contract-based stuff, similar way you do, where you get the phone for free?
Only if it becomes so unaffordable.
Yeah.
I mean,
because they tried that out. They did try that out.
I think that the Scorpio is going to be the most expensive console of all time. It's been read somewhere. If it's coming in at £800-900, then yeah, you perhaps need to do a contract. And I remember Microsoft talking about doing something like this before. By doing it, they did. You get it and you pay it £50 a month or something for 2 years, and then it's paid for. Why wouldn't they do that? That makes sense. But if like the Vimesy point, if it's 300, I don't see why they'd need to do it.
Saying it's going to be the most expensive console, but they're talking about it's going to be next year. It's next Christmas. So a year from now, graphics cards prices and technology prices are all going to come down anyway. So I'm still saying it's probably going to be 500 at the most. I reckon. I might be completely wrong of saying that, and it might be stupid money, but £500 probably seems acceptable.
So in addition to this, they also announced the Xbox One S, which I guess this is your iPhone 4C or 5C or whatever it was. Your kiddie console comes in different colours. Cheap as well. It was $299, was it?
£249.
That's what it starts at for the 500 gig version, though. It then goes up to $349 for the 1 terabyte and $400 for the 2 terabyte.
But £250, it's coming into Christmas present for the kids territory.
Yeah, but I mean, ideally, I wouldn't get that because, like I say, I would want a bigger, because that hard drive will fill up in no time.
You're
no,
not
exactly.
Market for that. You're going to buy a Scorpio. They don't care if you buy. They don't want you to buy this. They want you to save your money and buy a Scorpio.
They want you to get this as your upstairs Blu-ray player.
I saw this and I thought, I want one of them immediately. I was like, before they showed the Scorpio stuff, I was like, I need one of them. New Bluetooth in it, and it's just tiny. It's a little tiny little box, wasn't it?
It's a smaller controller, isn't it?
40% smaller, different controller.
I don't like the sound of a smaller controller, by the way.
I don't think it wasn't smaller. It wasn't massively. I don't think it seemed like massively small. It just had the rubber grips on the back, like the Pro controller.
I mean, you can buy children's-sized Xbox One controllers. I've got one for my daughter.
Did not know this.
They're like £20, if that, on Amazon.
They're pink.
I got a blue one.
Talking of pink controllers, anyway, the custom controllers, I assume we're all getting on this straight.
Do you know how much they are?
I don't care. I'm having them.
They're £89.
Yeah, it looked very cool, though, didn't it?
You think that's going to stop me? I can have a controller with in MGP pink with Lelujo on it.
What, you going to buy mine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Launch day. I'm having a custom controller. When are they out? If they're out now,
you can do it straight away. I did it yesterday. I didn't buy it. I was on the website customizing my controller. I'm just looking for it now on the.
Right. Can I buy it now?
I don't know. It was all in America. I only went so far with it before I realised, hang on a minute, the shipping will be insane on this. So I wouldn't even bother. But it's something like custom controllers. I can't find it in my notes, but it is very interesting. You can do all sorts of different customization. You do buttons, colours, the sticks, the back, the triggers. It's insane. I mean, stuff you can actually customize with it.
The moment that is available here, I'm on it. Sheepdog's now posting a link to it on Amazon, presumably.
Oh, there you go.
That's for the mini ones for Anna.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, but they're wired. I don't want a wired one.
Oh, yeah, they are. Sorry, they are wired. They might be non-wired ones. I'd forgot that.
Hang on a minute.
They're multicoloured and,
Right.
They also announced Xbox Live Anywhere, which we've also talked about a little bit, and the big games coming out for the rest of the year, certainly the exclusive ones, are all going to be a part of this. So I know Gears of War 4 was on it. Did they say State of Decay was that on it as well?
State of Decay 2.
And there was something else, and I can't remember what the other one was. Forza Horizon 3 was going to be on there as well. It did look very pretty. So you buy it once, and you can play it on Xbox One or Windows 10. Now, I need clarification. Presumably I have to buy a digital copy to be able to do that? I can't buy an Xbox One disc and then play it on my PC.
No, it'll be digital. It'll all be digital.
My other question was, can I buy a copy of Gears of War 4 and Anna play it on the Xbox while I play it on the PC with her? I bet you can't do that either.
No, because you probably have to be signed to the same account, maybe.
But we have we share an Xbox Live Gold account because that was their big thing. I pay for the gold and everyone on the console gets it.
Yeah, so there's a possibility of that being the case.
That would be incredible if we were able to do that. If we could sit there playing Horde on one copy of the game, that would be marvellous.
Did they? I didn't see all of the Gears of War because I got home. Well, I was coming home midway through it, but did they say about a Horde mode?
There is
Horde 3.0.
Horde 3.0. Yeah.
The proper Horde, not the whole game being Horde.
Yeah.
Proper Horde.
Amazing. I can't wait. This is one that I thought genuine AAA. No messing around. No, it's Forza. No, this is proper AAA.
Forza Horizon is the best racing game ever.
Yeah, that looked amazing.
To get a third one, I'm all over it.
That being the tallest dwarf, mate.
It's fine. I'm on board with that. I'll buy it.
I'll be buying it.
Good. We'll play it together, Pork and Beans.
We will.
There's just dropping co-op, isn't there? So like pub you just play it in, and you're like, "Come on, I want to play." You can drop in just like that.
Yeah. Crash into him. He can record it, put videos on the internet.
Me and Kev argued about this so much that people actually questioned whether we liked each other. I told them we don't. I was like, "How long have you known us?" We don't.
But yeah, this is just one of those cases where you're very wrong, Sheepdog.
The thing was that made me laugh. You said all that to me, and then I can't remember what game it was. It wasn't Final Fantasy, it was something else. And you were just like, I can't abide that. And I was like, oh my god, you just sound like you're quoting me.
I did directly quote you at one point. I did a tweet with Sheepdog mode on.
Oh yeah, I know.
Moaning about that, and then asking for Final Fantasy and Pokemon. And someone replied to that saying, "Oh, I'd love to see you do a Final Fantasy series on your channel." Yeah, I was being sarcastic. I'm not going to do that. Sorry.
What do they want to see from a Final Fantasy series?
They want to see me play it. You go and play Final Fantasy, and I'll send them over to you. Sheepdog's new series on Final Fantasy appearing on MGP Plays from next week.
That demo they did, just skip it to the bottom of our little list. I've been really excited about this game because they were going on about all the changes they'd made to fix the series. And then they showed that battle, and my lord, it was a bad battle. I mean, I don't know if he just wasn't very good at the game, and this wasn't me being negative. I was sat there actually...
They threw snowballs at one point, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a ginormous rock monster, which didn't have an electric guitar. It doesn't matter how I made that sound. And they just threw stones at it and got hit by it constantly. And I couldn't believe that he made that battle look like all you had to do was avoid the arm swinging round 10 minutes straight, or throw a rock or whatever.
Snowball.
Yeah, whatever it was. And I thought to myself, well, he could have cast some amazing magic spells or summons or ran up the arm, or even in Final Fantasy 13, you could do your normal attack, but if you were lucky or quick enough, you could do a quick time event type thing where you press the right buttons and he does an attack where he runs up and hacks the crap out of its head or whatever. But all he did was avoid the arm, throw a snowball, avoid the arm. And I know it was the E3 demo as well, but it made me wonder, is the game not ready? Is it...
that was a special event that happens in game, wasn't it? And I was like, I was watching it thinking, I don't want this game anymore because I just like the character was clipping into the arms all the time, even when he was getting hit, and I was like, oh, I don't think I want this anymore.
And it was the cheesy little yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, will you ever learn? Nobody wants these cheesy American accents in their games like that. I mean, I just hate
good old Essex accent in there, don't they?
Well, no, they're trying to westernize it. Is that?
But in 12 they perfected it. They had Scottish accents and all sorts. They had proper, they had a massive diverse cast kind of thing, and everyone moans about 12, but that was an epic game.
That's coming out again, isn't it?
Is it really? I'll play that. I love 12. But this just seems like they learned some lessons and then they've kept some of the monstrous bits on. I really don't know what to think because, like Anna, I really, really wanted this. I was convinced that I already knew before the show that I'd want Mass Effect, this, and Gears of War 4, and I'd forgotten about another game that comes up later on, which I really want. But this was the first one out of the 4 where I just thought, actually, I'm not sure if I want it anymore. I'm going to have to wait and see what Anna thinks of it.
Did you play that Platinum demo that they brought out a couple of months ago?
I think I missed it, so I ended up looking up and following.
I didn't like that either.
Yeah, that I remember.
That seemed like a tech demo.
Was it?
Yeah, it looked like because we had like the on and off switches, didn't they? Was that the one?
Yeah, it was very weird.
Yeah, that was very much a tech demo to show the weather effects and the different lighting effects and all that sort of thing. So it seemed like very much a tech demo for the game rather than as much. It looked like a demo that it had shown previously to people as a proof of concept sort of thing, and they knew it. Well, let's just put it out and keep people happy sort of thing. It's something Final Fantasy. They'll buy this. Because
if you play that, you could name your little pet thing, and then it will show up in 15. So yeah, but it was a really weird demo. But we'll see. Nearer the time.
They seem to be making a lot of effort on this to make it into a kind of multimedia extravaganza. But they've set up I can't remember if it's a Netflix miniseries or a series of short films or what, but I saw their promo for that and it looked really cheesy and bad.
Well, there's a film, isn't there? There's a film coming out, isn't there?
There's a proper film as well, you're right, yeah. I just don't know what to think. Hopefully, they're just a bit like, because I'm convinced, I know I've moaned about it on Twitter a lot, but I'm convinced that Ghostbusters will actually be quite good after, because I've seen some re-edits of the adverts and whatnot, and I'm starting to think, well, now they're learning what to not include in a promo. I imagine all the bits that hit the bad mark in my brain won't be that bad in context and over the course of a 2-hour film. And that's probably the same thing with this actual game and all its series. They're probably picking what they think is good, but it's not appealing to me, the 30-odd-year-old man. So fingers crossed, maybe we're wrong, but I'm going to wait for that, I think.
Yeah, it comes out September 30th, so it's like, what, 4 months? So we'll see.
Yeah.
We also had State of Decay 2, which looks awesome.
Yes, State of Decay 2.
Bear in mind I didn't like the first one.
What are we looking at?
State of Decay 2.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that. But as soon as that came on, it was like having this both at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I saw what it was and thought, okay, I'll probably still have it. But it just looked fun.
Definitely.
They've changed their graphic style a little bit from the last one as well. It went a little bit. It had a bit of a feel of Telltale Walking Dead graphics wise, just a little slivery touch of a bit of cell shading in there maybe, and a little bit more cartoony. And I thought it looked really cool. Just looked like silly fun. And that one goes on the list.
One of these, it was either State of Decay or Dead Rising. I was on the bus and some arsehole tweeted Left 4 Dead 3. And I got all excited. I was trying to get the feed to work, and I thought my entire faith in gaming had been restored.
I think I said that to Anna when the State of Decay bit was coming on, and we were trying to guess what the game was. I said, could it be Left 4 Dead 3? Because again, it's got that kind of graphic style. It looked a bit Left 4 Dead-y.
I got so excited, because I just said to you in a message, I'd said, like, I'm not sure I can do the gaming segment anymore, because I feel like I was so miserable just out there watching it, disappointed, and then someone said that, and I thought, ignore me, I'm back, Left 4 Dead, yeah, still good. And then after I'd realised they were wrong, I just thought actually we'd know, because it wouldn't just be Left 4 Dead 3, it'd be Portal 3 and all of that, wouldn't it? Really.
Half-Life 3.
Yeah, I was going to say Half-Life 3, but I sort of stopped myself. Just to mention Twitter, Jenny said that she too was disappointed with the Final Fantasy battle mechanics, and it doesn't look like a Final Fantasy game at all. Makes me worry about she didn't say this, but it makes me worry about the remake they're doing, because they said they were going to do a whole new battle technique.
Oh no, leave it alone.
And I can just imagine them having snowball fights in that would just kill it. But then if it does, right, and this probably sounds really harsh, but if they have ballsed it up, I really hope they make an epic loss and go bust and never make another game. Just stop Final Fantasy there.
Sheepdog.
Yeah.
Sheepdog. Good. What if they're not snowballs? What if they were Pokeballs?
They weren't snowballs. They were special bombs, I think.
Yeah.
That had
Containing Pokemon.
No.
Look, Sheepdog's getting so excited. It's the crossover he's been dreaming of.
You know what though? If they said, you know what, we really balls this up, so we've given all the code to Nintendo that they want with. I know they threw it in the skip, and Nintendo were just scrabbling around outside and stole it, and just turned it into a Pokemon game and made all the baddest Pokemon. It probably worked really well because the games aren't that technical, are they? The Pokemon games. If they just added in their little 5-minute job of coding it all up with a Pokedex in it, then yeah, it'd probably be amazing.
In the interest of time, we'll race through the rest of the games on here. Yell if you want to say something about them. We had Recall, which looked quite good.
Yeah, it seemed alright, yeah.
Recall, do you remember that one?
It had like a core element, didn't you? And you put it in different animals.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were saying Recall. I was like, no, don't know this one.
Yeah, we've seen that before, haven't we? That wasn't
We did
the first
last
time we've
year.
seen that. Sea of Thieves, which I think that's why I feel sick today, because it's the seasickness still.
Recall is out on September 19th. I've got release dates.
Oh, splendid. Dead Rising 4, which we've already mentioned, which always does a brilliant trailer and then proceeds to produce a terrible game.
You'll buy it anyway.
I'll buy it anyway, because the trailer was the best. It was the best trailer of E3.
Holiday 2016.
Yeah. I always think they look amazing, but I've never bought one.
Have you not?
Because Kev always tells me that they're awful.
The trailers are fantastic. They make a good trailer, but then they'll get to be a boss or a little timed bit in there somewhere, and it just gets too hard and you get stuck. It's annoying.
That happened with Dead Rising 3. I was loving it, got to that stupid motorbike boss fight, and then hated it, didn't play it.
It's happened with every Dead Rising game I've played, and I've had them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think Dead Rising 4 is the 5th one, isn't it? I think there were
that's the 4th one. No, there was a prequel to the second one, wasn't there? It was a download only.
I'm not sure, but I've definitely had a lot of them and always got stuck at some point. Never got near finishing them.
1, Case 0, 2, and then the last one was 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was 4, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Inside, which is a new indie game from the Limbo people.
Yeah, that was good. It was interesting.
And if anyone hasn't yet played Limbo, which I find that hard to believe, that's now available to download for free if you've got Xbox Live Gold.
This week, yeah.
And of course, the game of the show, Gwent, is now available.
Oh yeah. You've missed out, We Happy Few, that you were loving.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah. Gwent, I've signed up for the beta already.
Yeah, me too.
For both Xbox One and PC. All they need to do now is tell me I can play it on my iPad.
You can. I think you can't you?
It wasn't on the website.
I don't think it's on the beta or anything, but I think they have said that they will make a tablet version.
It was getting so much stick on Twitter at the time. Oh, we need another tactical card game, do we? A fantasy card game. Yeah, we do, because this one's bloody excellent.
Yeah, there was a mod for Witcher 3 where instead of having the battles, had your physical battles, it would convert the battles into a Gwent card game.
I would play that.
Yeah. So every single battle you had turned it into a Gwent card game instead.
You need to direct me towards that mod.
I don't know. I just heard someone talking about it. I was like, okay, that seems interesting. But
you need to find that for me.
Yeah.
And then We Happy Few, as Anna said, also looked awesome.
July 26th.
Very Bioshocky, and it's on the Xbox some program thing.
Preview program.
It's not early access. So it's not a finished version of it on July.
It'll be.
We get to pay to do their beta testing.
Pretty much, yeah. But you get it cheaper as well. You do get it cheaper than the base game, and it'll come out.
And if they follow the Prison Architect model, they'll never finish the full game.
Based on the stuff that is coming on there, it seems to be stuff that is relatively not a million miles away from finishing. So
when Anna gets back, we need to tell her that when she takes her headset off, to mute the microphone.
Right. Well, while she's gone, then we'll talk about Tekken 7 very briefly.
Do we have to?
No, only basically there is a early 2017 release. Right, there's a story mode. This week you'll get Tekken Tag Tournament for free, on Xbox Live Games with Gold, or whatever it is, Games with Gold, whatever it is. But they also, the interesting thing is, they said early 2017 for release date, but didn't mention PS4 in that. They only showed the Xbox and PC. So whether they've got a timed exclusive to that, nobody knows right now. But it is coming out on PS4, so we would assume they possibly have bought a timed exclusive on that.
Anna, when you get up, mute the headset.
So I thought someone was banging on the door because there's been an accident around the corner, and I thought it was the police or something.
Okay. Any more from Microsoft?
One last thing for the Halo Wars 2, February 21st, 2017. June 13th to the 20th for the beta. But if you're interested into your RTS strategy type games, that's about as much as I've got written down for it. But it's worth sharing out.
Vaseline over his camera.
Yeah, it's just gone really fuzzy, hasn't it? Well,
Just put your hand in front of the camera and then move your hand again, like right up to the camera.
Oh, look at little Miss Media knows how to refocus the camera.
There was the Division Underground DLC. They've got is it a month of exclusivity on the 25th of June? We've got Scalebound. That looks good with the dragons and stuff. That's 2017 though. Yeah. You can. What is Sheepdog doing?
Looks like he's basting a turkey. Just leave him to it.
You can co-op in that. That looked good with the crab and the. Was it a crab or something?
It looked like it's got a giant crab thing. Yeah.
It looked very fun. I want to play that. What else do we have? No, that's Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
so Kevin. Oh, did we? Okay, yeah. So nothing else.
Nope. That seems about it.
Splendid. So Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Oh, actually, hold on. Before we get there, if you're still watching and you haven't liked this video yet, sort it out. Ubisoft, then.
I haven't watched this one yet.
You're not missing.
A lot of good things on there, I thought.
It's got Aisha Tyler again, who I know you love so much.
But I thought you said it wasn't her.
I watched the first 10 minutes of this. No, not even that. I watched the first 10 minutes. It started off weird. Then she comes on stage, swears, said, "Hey, look at me. I just dropped an F-bomb," and I turned it off.
You know what, didn't they?
Sheepdog.
Yeah.
Just back on Final Fantasy, they have VR sections.
Oh, yeah, I saw. I was a little bit confused by that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
One thing I don't like about... Someone just mocked me on Twitter because I licked my finger after touching a lime and then had a meltdown.
That's what was happening, was it?
Yeah.
You licked a knife or a lime?
I licked my fingers after poking a lime into my bottle.
Okay.
Jenny saw mine. Awful. I thought, because I'm not the one on, it'll be fine. That was horrible. Anyway, I don't like the Aisha attitude of if you don't like her, it's because you're against a woman being in your space.
No, I just don't like her.
She likes what she likes, and you have to accept her. It's like, no, you're just annoying because you swear lots, and it's really inappropriate and stupid.
I thought she did all right, but
what I did do is go and watch all the trailers and bits from Ubisoft. So I basically got all the good parts without any of her congratulating herself for swearing.
Like fast forwarding Red Nose Day, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. So the most interesting one, and I've put it top of my list because it was the most interesting bit, Star Trek, the Bridge Crew VR game. Not because it's Star Trek, but because of the type of game that it is, and one of these exciting things that you can potentially do with VR. I like the concept. I obviously can't play it on principle because it's a Star Trek game, but if something like this was, for example, a Mass Effect type thing like this, would be really, really cool.
Yeah. It seemed interesting. Definitely seemed interesting. I mean, I don't know how that system would work. Can you be online playing this? Because how many computers would you have to have into one room?
Well, I assume you have to be online, don't you?
Well, I don't know because they were all in one room in 4 Oculuses.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not even 100% certain. I think that was the way. Who knows? Who knows? But
so that's fine. We'll buy 4 Oculuses
and 4 computers.
Yeah.
And put it all in one room.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
To play a Star Trek game because I'm that much. I love Star Wars that much.
Okay. Yep. They seemed alright.
Talking about your log.
Okay.
Sorry.
They mentioned the Division expansion as well, which was already covered
Just
by
mentioned it.
Microsoft. We got a sequel to Grow Home,
Yeah.
named after Sheepdog's motto for life. Called Grow Up, Sheepdog.
No fat chicks, I thought you were going to say then.
Yeah, they've called the sequel to Grow Home No Fat Chicks. I never played Grow Home. Should I have played Grow Home?
Yes. I think it was even PS Plus, so there's a chance you'd be able to play
I
it at
haven't
some point.
downloaded those PS Plus games for about.
Yeah, but I'm sure Anna has.
What, play Grow Home?
God, I'm still
I've
paying.
downloaded it at least, yeah.
Oh man.
I played it, didn't really like it.
It's a nifty little game, like very much a Ubisoft indie game, so to speak, and well-deserved sequel. Much bigger planet, isn't it? Based on from what I played last time, it seemed like you just seen like one sort of area, like a small island with lots of growing plants. This time it's a whole planet of it. So who knows?
It's still growing plants, Pab.
Yeah, it looked good. It's a good fun game. It's like you like climbing, don't you? You like climbing on things. It's a climbing bit.
I like clambering.
Yeah, but left trigger is right hand, left. No, vice versa. Switch that. Left trigger is left hand, right trigger is right hand, and you've got to like scale up the walls and scale up the plant, and then you have
Hold on, Pab. Big Tens. Come on.
Okay, yep.
There we go. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you.
Is this a more deserved sequel than Watch Dogs 2?
Don't start on Watch Dogs.
I think it deserves. I think for what it is, it definitely deserves a sequel. I bet it sold well for what it was. I bet it sold more than expected, and it's much more. It's a much more beloved game probably than Watch Dogs is. So.
The Watch Dogs 2 sequel looked quite good. Watch Dogs sequel, not Watch Dogs 2 sequel.
Yeah.
That'll be in 2 years' time. That's an exclusive free 2018, the Watch Dogs 2 sequel.
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2 seemed alright. I don't know if I've been burnt on it now though, and I think I might just leave it and see what reviews come out as, because I don't think
I'll let Anna buy it, and then if it looks good, I'll have a go.
I'll be buying it. I liked the first one. Everyone who said it was bad is wrong.
It wasn't bad. It just ran out.
It just wasn't any good.
It was average.
It was average, but it wasn't like bad. It was playable.
No, but like
I enjoyed it, and that's all I want from a game. If I enjoy it, then sod everybody else. I don't care.
my problem with it was probably a 10 out of 10 gimmick with a 3 out of 10 story, which averaged it out. It's a poor game, you know.
And the protagonist was just boring.
Yeah, but it wasn't about the story. It was about everything you could do. I liked in the car chase where you could lift up the barriers and cars would just smash into it. That was fun.
But that was what I found of it was I wasn't even finished chapter 1, and I kind of unlocked most of the things you could do in that chapter and had fun with it, and then tried to progress the story and thought I don't really care about that kid he's trying to save or whatever he was trying to do.
Yeah.
So I just never played it again. You know, I had my fun.
I see this as something like Assassin's Creed. How they got the core concept out there. I mean, the gate, like I say, similar to Assassin's Creed 1, the basics was there, but it was just a bit of a boring sort of game, wasn't it? It was very samey. But 2 is where they actually, refined the game and got it down to a really concise game. And I'm hoping they do something like they've done with this, because, like I say, I'm probably not going to pre-order it. I will probably get it if reviews and whatever you say that it is worth getting, because.
When is this out? Do we have a?
Yep. Let's have a look.
While you're looking, the problem with reviews, Pab, is full well they'll pay for the best reviews going, and you won't get the truth.
If we're lucky, we'll get a review copy for Sheepdog to not install.
Yeah. 15th of November this comes out.
Okay. I'm going to be so broke coming up to Christmas.
Yeah. They did the Apple style available now moment as well when they did Trials of the Blood Dragon.
Yes.
That's already out.
It's good.
Exactly. They announced it and released it.
Okay. I've seen it on Xbox today. I was like, is this new?
And there'll be a video on the MGP Plays channel tomorrow.
I'm sure.
Is it good, Pab?
It's very good. It is very, very good. It is all 80s crazy wacky stuff.
Blood Dragon from the Far Cry 3 thing. Is that what it's based
that's what it based. You based on. You are the kids of the Rex Power Cult or whatever he's called, Thunder Cult or whatever he's called in Blood Dragon. You play as the two kids of his, the two twin boy and girl,
Okay.
on bikes, and you do like a running segments as well. You see that where it's like running through the things where it plays still like trails, but you're running. It's weird, but kind of fun at the same time. But yeah, there's a video for that going up tomorrow on the MGP Place channel.
Sheepdog, whoever keeps bringing you beers, my
Yep.
glass is empty. Can you send them over here? I just want water.
I hadn't even noticed that. I asked for one when she came in.
I asked for one, but I must have been given one.
No, I asked for one,
Give me
and
a lime.
Chatting to you lot, and then I looked back and there was a beer there. I was like, oh.
Yeah, well, I'm on the verge of dipping my glass in Dave's bowl so that I can have a drink. I'm so thirsty.
You're in the
I'm so
kitchen.
thirsty as well.
Dave's not even.
I'm not.
Is there any chance of him getting me a drink, do we reckon?
No.
No, he's fast asleep.
Is he asleep?
Yeah.
Is he in?
Yeah, he's sat next to me, fast asleep.
Okay.
So's my dog.
No, it's just Dave here.
No, mine's right here.
Yeah. Okay. What was there anything else? Oh, there was a Ghost Recon thing.
Ghost Recon
This
Wildlands.
was the thing that made the woman swear, wasn't it? I think this was what she was swearing.
Yeah,
about, right
it was
at
the first thing
start.
out of the gates, wasn't it? Wildlands.
Because I was playing it.
Yeah.
In my classroom when I was supposed to be
Oh, really?
marking, and she just drops an
Anna's
F
a line there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know. So I thought, well, if she's going to be dropping rascal words, I can't be watching this at school, can I? Get myself sacked.
It seemed like a good multiplayer open world game. It said it's the biggest Ubisoft open world to date.
It's still Ghost Recon, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Who
mean,
cares?
Why do they keep releasing open world games? They're just
it's not
Because people keep buying them.
they're making them too big and too.
It's a Ubisoft system, though, isn't it? They always have it. They seem to have open worlds.
Can't wait for that fad to die.
Yeah, that's out. Ghost Recon Wildlands, March 7th, 2017 is what the date it has. So we'll see if that comes out at that
Just
date.
in time for my birthday.
Indeed. But I'd say that seemed all right. Well, like I say, time will tell with that one.
The only open world game I'd like to see happen at some point or another is a massive sequel to the Arkham trilogy with a Justice League slant with that.
And maybe a VR headset.
Just being able to have Gotham, Metropolis, Star City, Central City, and all of that the same size as Gotham City was in Arkham Knight, and having all the heroes. Imagine that as a game.
Right, why don't you make it?
I've already started.
We,
I've been launching
officially-
an MGPX.
Yeah, I think officially we own the copyright to that now. It's appeared on this channel. So
Wouldn't that be epic though? If they just did the next game in the trilogy, they could call it.
it probably wouldn't be though. It would be rubbish because they'd do it half-assed.
Just call it Arkham Justice and do it that big. Make it the fourth game in that series, and leave out the Batmobile.
Indeed.
I'm on board already. We got any more of Ubisoft before we move on to Sony? I'm conscious that we're pushing
Yes.
11 o'clock.
South Park.
Oh.
That looks so good.
Yep, I thought
What
so
was
as well.
this?
South Park.
That was the one I
South
saw.
Park.
Yes.
South Park, the fractured butthole. Yeah.
Kevin, you would love this game. I played the last one and it was awesome.
Yeah, the game was really good.
One
Good.
thing I'm enjoying is calling it the fractured but whole, and people
Yeah.
look at me like you're saying it wrong. You know,
No, I thought
I'm
that.
like, no, I'm saying it correctly actually, and I got 3 or 4 people like that today. But their promo for that was fantastic, and that was another example of me thinking, no, actually, I'd forgotten that was coming out.
Yep.
I do have games to play over the next 3 or 4 months that will keep me busy.
When's that out then?
December 6th.
Oh,
And
okay.
Well, that's late in the year. That's unusual.
yeah, that's the usual Ubisoft thing, though, don't they? Dropped most Far Cry's at that time, and they'd always drop a game in just at the start of
Yeah, but
December.
I assume that's because nobody wanted Far Cry. So
No, they did.
The Stick of Truth was fantastically good. So if this is even half the game, and I expect it to be better, if it's even half the game, it'll be amazing. But the fact that it's got the Coon and Mysterion and all of that in,
Yeah.
I'm impressed they had Kenny talking as well. They don't normally have Kenny
Well,
talking.
Kenny did talk in the superhero episodes.
Did he?
Yeah.
I suppose
Mysterion talks, yeah.
you officially didn't know it was Kenny.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're all great heroes, and their whole thing about their 3-phase film thing and it being Civil War was great.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
news from Twitter. Jenny said she thought Universe was one of the better conferences.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, you
So-
illiterate food.
So, what did I say?
Universe.
Universe.
Did I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So she made me wake up in the middle of the night.
I didn't make you do anything. You woke up
I'm
yourself.
so
I was
tired.
asleep.
I might swap places with the dog.
Yeah.
I have a quick
Comfortable.
question. You know how Stick of Truth has just come out on Xbox?
Yes.
If you own this on 360, is it free or do I need to buy it again? Because
You
I
get
still.
it, if you own it at 360, it becomes instantly backwards compatible. So
If
But do I have to buy it again?
no, if you own
okay.
it, if you own
If
it,
you pre-ordered Fractured Butthole, you'll get it free.
you get it for free anyway.
Yeah, I've already bought it though on Xbox
360.
Yeah,
Have you got a disc version? Yeah. Or is it?
possibly.
What I'm
I'm
saying
not
is you'll have it on Xbox One, either presumably slightly.
I think because I think they must be re-releasing it at some point anyway, like remastered or something, because backwards compatibility isn't available on PS4. But if you pre-order it, you get Stick of Truth free anyway.
So how
I'm
would you
presuming-
remaster a South Park game?
I don't know.
No, you really can't, can you?
Perhaps try making it good.
No, maybe
It
just
is.
make it.
Have you played it?
Yeah, it's very good.
I just don't like the humour.
I don't watch it at all and loved the game. Thought it was great.
If you liked the humour, Anna, you'd enjoy the show. To be fair,
Yeah.
only the last sort of 5 or 6 years, it was bad for a couple of years,
Mm.
about 9 years, but.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, yeah, that's probably much about it. They had the Eagle Flight on the PlayStation VR, but that was about it. There's nothing much to say about that. It seemed like free flying around France, wasn't it, from what I could tell? I don't know about you guys, whether you guys saw
I
that
was
one.
interested about how many people on my Twitter feed thought that looked really cool, when I just kind of thought it looked like one of those, you'd have a go on it on the first couple of days, but you're never going to get it out on a cold Sunday morning. So I mean, you're not just going to be like, oh, I can't wait to get home and pretend I'm an eagle.
Depends how good it is. Am I? Yeah, that's about
Right,
it.
are we
Really.
ready to move on for Sony? And have we got anything from the chat or from the Twitter?
We've only got stuff coming up regarding Sony stuff, so that is about it, really. I'm going to save that until we start talking about it.
So, Sony then, before we get into Sony though, if you're still watching and still haven't liked the video, get it liked.
Yeah.
I'm just going to refresh it and tell you how many likes there are.
We need more likes than any of Pab's Dark Souls videos. That's the
Somebody
goal.
missed
It's doable. Get 10 likes on this and we'll do another one.
Bloody
Next
hell.
year.
Yeah.
Next year.
It's on 10 likes, but somebody also gave it a thumbs down.
Well, balls to him.
Monsters. So Sony then. I don't think they understood where they were.
No, they thought they were going to like a
They-
theatre performance.
Yeah, they just were on a completely deserted stage with an orchestra.
It
It was
was
cool
great.
though. It was
It was
cool.
awesome.
No,
It
it
was
just
very
annoyed
cool.
me. It really annoyed me.
Yeah.
I wanted flashing lights and shiny metallic surfaces,
Yeah.
no orchestra, and I wanted people in t-shirts, not suits.
No.
And
Have a bit of culture, aren't you?
I don't want culture.
Nice.
I don't know. It got me off to the wrong foot. But then they just put game after game after game of
They
awesome.
did. So we'll start with the first game that they showed was God of War.
Yeah.
Buying this gave me a little influence of Tomb Raider. I don't know why.
I've got that. I've written that down as well. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider / The Last of Us.
Yes.
Vibe about it. That is exactly what I had about it.
So weird. Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I've done this before, like in Last of Us and in Tomb
Tomb
Raider.
Raider, yeah.
But it was basically an old Kratos with his son and was teaching him how to hunt, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It was very weird though, because he was like, yes sir, no sir. It wasn't God of War, like, if you know what I mean. They have their voices are normally like really large, and this was
Very
just
shouty, yeah.
this was just really low.
They've gone very different with this from what I could say.
It was very different.
Yeah, I mean the battle when they went into the combat with that gigantic like
Troll.
beast thing.
Yeah.
That in going into that fighting style, that then reminded me like sort of like Dark Souls, the way this is battling. You know, the way this dances and whatever. Whereas usually you just be like mash the buttons and he'd just be slashing and slashing and slashing.
Yes.
There was a much more like step back and patient sort of battle with it, and that's what reminded me of Dark Souls. So you're like,
Yep.
this is completely different, and it has got me interested. I probably will end up.
It was open world the way I was looking at it. It looked like you could go anywhere and look at anything if you wanted to. But yeah, I don't know what to make of this game until we see more, because it was just a little opening. But definitely we'll be buying this.
Yeah, piqued my interest.
As and when I don't think there was a release date for that.
No, I've not got anything written down on there yet.
And then there was a man came on the stage
wearing a suit.
Yeah, about the Orlando shooting that happened. That was very nice. Because there was loads of badges about it on the other conferences, and this one was saying that that was handled very well. And then Days Gone popped up. I thought this was The Last of Us.
As did I.
Yeah, it was definitely Last of Us-esque. It had the same kind of music and stuff. I was thinking, oh, Last of Us, awesome! Like,
I actually found myself getting angry the longer this trailer went on, thinking they've done Last of Us, but they've taken the kid out of it. The one thing that made this an emotional game, they've taken the kid out of it. Why would they ruin the best part of the game? And then it wasn't The Last of Us. And I need to re-watch this trailer and not get angry.
Well, then someone said on Twitter again, "Oh, Last of Us 2," and this morning I was reading that and thinking, "Oh, excellent," and then looking around online for information, nothing.
No, so at the end of the conference, they did a big play of this, and it's like really fast-moving, zombie kind of things. I don't know what they are.
It seemed like they seem like infected zombies. Creatures.
Running
it seemed like they flowed like water, didn't they? Over things. It's like bodies just sort of overflowing.
Like from World War Z in that movie. That was frightening. But they were relentless, weren't they? They just wouldn't stop. So that's I haven't got a date for that, but it's definitely Last of Us looking.
Yeah, it gave me. I've guess give me a vibe of like a serious Dead Rising.
Mhm.
Yeah, much more. There's no comedy in this. It seemed like a much more straight Dead Rising vibe. Yeah.
So that's Days Gone.
Yes.
The next one I have was Last Guardian.
Yeah. It didn't.
No, it's Last Guardian.
It's Last Guardian.
People got so excited about that, and I just don't understand what that is.
I don't get it. It's been too long in development. I looked at it and thought, I just looked on my phone instead.
Is this the one that was? It's the ICO people.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
See, I didn't like either of those games.
So that comes out October 25th if you're interested, but it was just more of the same of last year. It's finally got a release date. People were excited about it, so there you go. It's out in October.
Yeah.
Spend your money as you will.
Yes, indeed.
And the next one that came up was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
Oh my god, I want this game so bad.
See, I didn't even bother writing this one down.
Why not?
Why?
Because I didn't. Sell it to me. I think it's because I was sort of half watching it and made my notes afterwards, and there was a game that came up in a minute that was the only game I could think about. So this one, I just forgot it existed. Remind me what Horizon is.
The big mech dinosaurs.
That's why I'm not interested. Mechs and dinosaurs.
But it's not. No, but they're made up of old technology, and then you have to take them down. And the ones that they showed now, they were corrupt, and you had to take it down, and it just looked awesome. I'm really interested in this because it's going like from today. It's in the future, and you get to see the old relics of now, and it looks really, really good, and I really want to watch this. But as far as I'm aware, it's not out till next year.
No, it's they've delayed it to 2017. The other thing that I put for note on here, dialogue wheel. Dialogue option.
I like a dialogue wheel.
Oh, that's pretty good interest. Yeah, dialogue wheel.
The next one I had was Detroit
Become
Human.
Is this by Heavy Rain Man?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, this game of the show. There you go. I'm so Detroit.
David Cage game.
The one where it was the mech on the roof trying to talk the other mech off.
But you don't like
robot.
Android.
Yeah. Oh, this looks so good.
You met different
choices
it could take. Yeah.
So many different ways.
I want it now. I mean, bearing in mind, I'm the person who played Heavy Rain through from start to finish in one sitting the day it came out. Absolutely loved that game. That stuff on the roof. I just wanted to push the monster off, grab the little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like we've got multiple protagonists as well, the same way we did with Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
So potential for protagonists to die, which is always fun as well. Because we saw one of the options for handling the roof thing where the guy who I guess was the protagonist for that scene got killed. And I like the fact that you can take a series of decisions that leads to your character getting killed, but it's not game over. You just don't have that character for the rest of the game then. I think that whole thing is awesome. The branching storyline stuff is brilliant. And I just wish there was another person somewhere in the world as good at making this kind of game as David Cage is, because I just want him to make all my games. Because he does, if it's as good as Heavy Rain, they even do it better than the Telltale people do it, because it's proper, true branching decisions that really do affect the outcome of the games, rather than the skillfully put together impression of choice that you get with Telltale. I just want it now. Do we know when it's out?
Nope.
It'll be next year at the end.
No.
And then after that
you can add that to our list. That's 5 games I now want.
Was Resident Evil 7.
We already had that, didn't we, on Microsoft?
What's that?
Resident
Evil 7. No, it appears to be. Resident Evil 7 appears to be. I don't know if it's exclusive, but the PS4 and PSVR compatible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what this was. I was watching it. I was like, I don't know what this is. I've no idea. And then it flashed up, and I was like, I haven't played a Resident Evil game since 5. I
fast forwarded over this because I thought we'd already seen it.
No, we've not seen this.
So I didn't even see this trailer then.
But it says play demo now on PlayStation.
Yeah, demo's available. Apparently.
I've looked, but I can't find it.
Oh, I don't know. I know it's out in America, so maybe it's still in America right now.
That's annoying.
Just a quick one. Nicky Wilson in the chat said Resident Evil 7 is now PTVR, so it didn't surprise me. It seemed like that, didn't it, from what we saw?
Yeah. They mentioned
We've got some knobhead in the chat.
Yeah, I'm glad you saw him out, Sheepdog.
What?
Someone giving it Fs and Jeffs and calling us all names.
Hey, shut up! You guys are XYZ. Shut up.
We'll go and watch a different stream then, you moron.
Knobhead.
Yeah.
VR is $3.99 apparently.
Yes, VR stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
October
13th.
Yep.
And over 50 games. I don't know whether he said between now and Christmas or now and next Christmas.
It's like release. No, it's release window, so it'll be like whatever. Was it October and probably Christmas? I think it is Christmas. This Christmas coming up.
This confused me a little bit because didn't we already know the release date?
No, we didn't know the date. We said they just told us October. They didn't give us a specific date.
Okay, so, I'll allow it.
Yeah, I mean they said 50 games, but we just don't know what these games are.
No.
Based on the Vive and the Oculus stuff, a lot of them are just sort of like not experiments, but like tech demos sort of thing. And so
there must have been half a dozen games available when we played it at Rezzed.
Yeah, but what are they?
So they're all
games? What are they games though? What? Oh yeah, I said 50. They're saying there's going to be 50 games in the release window sort of thing.
Yeah, but you know what release windows are with these companies. That means
by Christmas.
Really.
Yeah.
Is that a release window these days?
Yeah, well, October to December of it said by Christmas. So that's what they're saying. 2 months, they'll have 50 games on it. But what is classed as?
Well, they're probably including stuff that you can put the headset on and play the game normally on it as well. It doesn't necessarily have to use the features of it, but you can wear it as a headset whilst doing it. Maybe. Could they mean that?
Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, you can go and find out. That's your job.
I will have a look. I mean, the games he announced on there was we got Farpoint, the Star Wars Battlefront X-Wing VR experience.
Batman.
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 That's it.
That's a Batman game, is there?
Batman Arkham VR. So that was coming October, so that'll be on release, I imagine, or near to
I
it.
almost went and tried to pre-order again.
For what?
For Batman.
Okay.
We just had someone in the chat say, "Why no PS4K have they cancelled?"
There was no
Why
mention.
we're so
There's no
fat.
mention of it because they announced that it was a thing, but they haven't. They didn't show anything there. Well, probably because they're concentrating on the PSVR stuff.
Yeah, they didn't want to go. They perhaps even had it in and saw the backlash Microsoft got and thought, we'll drop this and save it for another.
Well, they announced before the conference last week that they announced that it is something, but they aren't going to show it at the conference or at the E3 at all. So that'll be something
Their
for
problem
next year.
was they've tried to make out that it's only a 4.5, and whereas Microsoft have said it's going to be the most powerful console in history, rah rah rah, and now they're thinking, crap, we should have just gone for the PS5 and shut the hell up, shouldn't we? That's how I'd feel if I was them, judging by the way Microsoft came out about it.
They should just call it the Scorpion and say it's like Microsoft's but with an extra letter.
I did wonder why Microsoft named theirs after a villain from The Simpsons.
Why not?
What have we next, Anna?
Pardon?
What have we got after the PlayStation VR stuff?
In that I have 4 point.
Yes, 5 points. Yeah, mentioned it. I didn't see what.
I'm not quite sure what it was. He was basically on a planet, and again a big crab came out, and he started fighting it, and then there was a ship. I'm not quite sure what that was.
Yeah.
I thought it was that game that's been delayed with the planets, or what's it called?
The stupid boring game, No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I thought it was that, but I had no idea what this was. But that was the.
That was conspicuous by its absence all week, wasn't it?
Someone said that either in the chat or on Twitter, and I thought not really. They seem to have decided it needs a massive rework, haven't they?
Well, the game was due out next week until they delayed it. So, I mean, I don't know how far have they actually delayed it.
And now no mention of it at all.
Well, I think the fact that it's due into. I think they pushed it to August, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
it
I mean,
was June and then it's August now.
Maybe they just, I mean, there's like.
It's never coming out.
I think it will, but I think the problem is that, like, imagine when Minecraft was first made. I don't think they expected it to get the hype it did. It's literally a big, blocky Lego world where they just kind of thought, do what you want. And
which I think is the review they have on the box when you buy Minecraft, isn't it?
But this game is kind of a just go out, fly around in space and do what you like. And it's been hyped up too much. No one went into Minecraft expecting the best experience of their entire lives. It was just, it caught on like a small spark that just burned down an entire planet. Whereas this game seems to have everyone expecting that, when really it looks a little bit like it's just going to be a massive time sink. I just don't see it living up to the hype that it's got, really, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're just holding off, thinking, "Oh God, we need to put something in it to make it live up to expectation."
Well, they haven't got much time left to do that, have they?
Anyway,
got till August, haven't they? Wasn't it?
August apparently, I think, but they could push it back.
Which in my head was 12 months away, but actually it's like 8 weeks.
2 months. Yeah.
Realised, I was like, they've got till 2017. And I was, no, it's June.
Yeah. Are we nearly at the point where I turned it off?
What do you get?
Well, then the next one I've got Flying Sim, first-person shooting. I had no idea what this game was. I was thinking, wow, this is one jump to the next to the next. It was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
It was very nice. I won't play it myself, but yeah, well done.
Have your people play it for you.
Yeah, I'll just watch it on YouTube or something. But I didn't expect it to be that at all. It was very nice. It comes out on the 4th of the 11th.
Yep.
So another November game. So people are going to be skint for Christmas.
Yeah, they always do.
The people who are going to buy that will have they bought FIFA 2 months before, and they'll be ready to get Call of Duty then, and that's then done for the year. No one's going to be skint off the back of Call of Duty.
Well, yeah, but it was very strange. But then straight after that, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered campaign 30 days early on the PS4.
Yeah.
So,
as soon as that came up, someone was like whooping in the in the audience. So there's people out there who want this, and
yeah.
They're the kind
enjoy
of people who whoop in audiences when they go to the theatre to see an orchestra and people in suits and they whoop. That's
Bad
what
news, Kev.
What?
Story mode on FIFA, you have to be the guy from the demo. You can't do anything with him. You just have to play his story.
Yeah, that's the whole point, isn't it?
Oh, right. Someone in the chat was saying it looked really watered down compared to...
I don't know. You play a story. It's like a legitimate story
right.
mode of
I
the game. So you are playing a character.
Ah, they
And there's
make
a whole
it sound
story
like
built
you
up.
cross through a blender with it or whatever, but actually, I see what you mean more now.
It's a crafted story with, like you say, you will play the games and what have you of
He's
FIFA.
going to kick you in the feels right at the end.
I don't know. Probably.
It's going to be like when Ash Ketchum got to the Pokemon League and his Charizard let him down in the finals, isn't it?
Only you could make FIFA sound that nerdy.
That Charizard really ruined his career.
Shut up. What's next, Anna, on your list of PlayStation?
The man that was doing it walked out again, and his shadow was Crash Bandicoot, and he announced that Crash Bandicoot 1, 2 and Warped would be remastered and released.
So
Then,
he announced not a new game.
It's Crash. Everybody loves Crash.
Nope, they don't.
Don't you like Crash?
Utterly indifferent to him.
Okay,
He
but then
was just a poor man's Sonic, wasn't he?
shut up. No. And as he was doing that, he said that he would be making an appearance in Skylanders Imaginist out in October. You can make your own character. There was loads of drawings and then they appeared, so I don't know if they're doing that drawing thing where you hold it up and then it appears in the world. They did that on the PlayStation 3 for something. But yeah, there's new Skylanders coming out in October. So if you like your Skylanders for your kids.
Can't imagine a game where you have to collect a load of figures. Where would you
Yeah, Kevin. Behind you, yeah. After that, there was the the Lego Star Wars.
Yes.
Is coming. Comes out in 2 weeks. There's a demo out now, I guess.
Yep.
Is this not a game that already exists?
No, it's the new one.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So
I was hoping it would be.
that was a thing that comes out in 2 weeks. So it's something for the summer, I guess, to play. The next, they introduced Hideo Kojima.
Which is
onto
the point where I turned off. So everything that happened after this.
So he walked on stage in some grand style with platforms moving as he was walking on
It was
them.
because no, they didn't. The platforms were supposed to move as he walked on them.
But he walked too fast.
Yeah.
I know.
At that point, I thought, if you can't even walk in time with these light up steps that you know you're supposed to be walking on, I don't care what you've got to say. And I turned off as soon as he went out of time with those steps. Ridiculous.
Well, it was a weird. He introduced his trailer. It was a naked man, and there was a baby connected by a black cord, and then it was Norman Reedus crying, holding this baby, and then the baby disappeared, and he stood up, and there was these flying things in the sky with lots of dead sea life around him. Very strange, very weird, but it had Norman in it, and I like.
I think he did a wee in the sea like he was told not to.
What's the name of that game?
Death Stranding. Stranding, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very weird. Not entirely sure what that's about. And then.
Hang on, just one sec. Kev, someone's put in the chat. Can you explain why you're at the garage? My understanding was that you weren't allowed out of the garage under any circumstances for gaming-related issues.
I'm allowed out of the garage because I'm doing live video. I didn't want my green screen behind me, so I came into the house.
Yes.
The fella in the chat wants you to shut up. He's only interested in blokes. He's here for the male action. He likes admiring.
Turn off then, because I am a part of this. If you don't like it,
he doesn't like women. He only likes fellas. That's what he's trying to say. You know, you're not his type.
Don't care.
Get your boobs and your feminine wiles off his screen. He only likes blokes.
Hey, sheepdog, boobs aren't allowed on the screen.
Got bad news for you, Kev. He told you to back from the mic. It's me, or it's me or you. He said fat dude.
Yeah.
I can't tell.
He can just leave. Like,
Oh, I'm only playing, Anna. He's this little kid just calling us all gay.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's what I meant by
Well
stop it. You're upsetting him because you're a girl. I didn't mean actually go. I meant you're a girl. He only wants fellas. If he wants.
Well, he should stick around because once we get to the end of the episode, we're all going to take our shirts off and start rubbing each other.
It'd be a circle jerk, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's how we end every show.
Apparently, my mum's like a lot of guys.
Anyway.
When I said keep an eye on the chat, I just meant the stuff that we care about. Remember, this is still going on iTunes. People don't want to hear all this nonsense.
Sorry, it is quite funny. He's just coming out with this incoherent nonsense. Your mum's like a lot of guys, but she does like a beer or two.
Anyway,
Okay. The last thing that I have got wrote down
that's what I say.
is Spider-Man.
Yes, Spider-Man.
See, I didn't see this, but I have now seen it since, and it looks awesome. Although I'm not on board with his suit.
Why not?
Didn't like it.
It's all right.
No, he's got the spider thing on the back as well. Didn't like it.
Well, it's not. Apparently, it's not part of the movie universe, so it's separate from that. So.
Well, that doesn't mean give him a stupid
It's a
suit.
game.
No, I'm just saying no. I'm saying no. It's not going to be. So you don't be expecting it in the new film that's coming up.
I just want him to wear his normal suit. I don't like that suit.
Like the one in Captain America.
Any suit that I've ever seen Spider-Man wear before. I don't want him to have the spider on the back as well. It's stupid. I don't like it.
No, it was all right. I mean, like I say, it's from Insomniac Games, the people who made Ratchet and Clank, Sunset Overdrive, Ratchet and Clank, a few other bits and bobs. But yeah, that's what they're known for. I mean, the rumor was it was going to be the Sucker Punch people, the people who made, what's it called? Infamous. But turns out it's not, it's Insomniac, so.
And it looks awesome, and I'll definitely be getting it because it just looks fun.
Yes.
Spider-Man's a wonderful thing.
Yes,
And
indeed.
then they had the big Days Gone playthrough, and that was it.
Well, have any of you guys got Nintendo stuff?
No.
It was
I'll give you a quick run through if you want, like 2 minutes.
Hey, Pab, you better be quick.
2 minutes worth at the most. Because basically the only games they showed there is Pokemon Sun and Moon and Legend of Zelda.
There you go. That's done.
Was there no Animal Crossing this year?
No, and they're literally 2 games. They showed Pokemon first, Sun and Moon. They showed about an hour or so of that, and it just looked like a Pokemon game.
An hour?
I don't know how long. To be fair, I stopped watching after about half an hour,
okay.
so presumably it went on for a bit longer. It looked like a Pokemon game. It looked nice. I'll probably end up getting it. There's Legend of Zelda game. Breath of the Wild is just the title they've given it. And it seemed really good. It looked amazing. I mean, I'm presuming they're playing in the Wii U version because they haven't announced the NX version yet. So what that'll like, God knows, because it looked beautiful. It had a cel shady vibe to it, so it had a bit of a Wind Waker-esque look.
Very nice.
And it played. It all had RPG elements. So you was picking up armor, and it had ratings on the gear that you had, and you had weapon stats, durability.
Also, it had like an RPG kind of.
Yeah, it was all RPG stuff. Yeah, there was crafting in it. You collected resources, and there was almost said it's like a survival. There's survival in it, so you've got to sort of like craft fires, sleep, eat, and stuff like that. I presume, from what I can tell. So it's gone very much more of a survival game than anything else. Yeah, it looked really nice, and they're probably still showing it now at some point around the. If we listen to this live, they're probably still streaming it somewhere now. Because they're doing it all day. So yeah, it did look very nice, and like I said, this is on the Wii U, so I might be tempted to get it. I might not. I'll probably just wait out for the NX when it comes out next year. And that's a lot. That is all that I've seen of it.
Whoa! You mentioned Pokemon in passing there.
I said Pokemon.
You did. People in the chat are saying it looked really, really good. They like the changes to the interface and whatnot. I'm gonna get it. We all know I'm gonna get it. But one thing I was a little confused about with Nintendo is the way they showcased not the starters so much, but the random little ones you'll basically catch around the start of the game that will just rot in your reserves when you're balls deep in the game. It's a bit of an odd way to do it. I don't really want to know about the generic kind of plain Pokemon. They should have been showing a couple of the special ones, surely. Makes me worry a little bit that they haven't got these amazing, cool ones.
You're just saving them for you to discover yourself,
I
surely.
hope so. I hope so.
Right, I've got quite a collection of comments from Twitter from earlier in the day when I asked
Hold on.
overall views on the event. Hello.
There was a lot missing from all the press conferences. There was no Crackdown. There was no not Fallout. There was no Borderlands. There was no.
But this is all good. We only want to know about stuff that's actually they've got something to say about. We don't want them to just tell us.
Oh,
telling it.
I did read Todd Howard says the big elephant in the room of Elder Scrolls that they are making it. It is just too early to talk about. So it's in development.
There you go. See,
They just don't want to talk about it at the moment.
That's perhaps what everyone is thinking. But it just suggests stuff like Crackdown probably isn't going to come out this year, or they're saving it for Gamescom.
Yeah.
So some of the comments that we had, Nikki Wilson said, as far as Sony went, nothing happened. It was a big brass band instead of the PS4K, and that's just silly. Mark Bentley said he's looking at ordering a PlayStation VR so that he can play Batman and Resident Evil on it. Thomas Mellish said that both Microsoft and Sony were great conferences, but the PS4 exclusives look better. And in response to me moaning that I didn't want the long gameplay stuff that was on the PlayStation stuff, he said Xbox also had long demos. And the Scorpio was only teased, and it's still 18 months away, and I should stop being so excited. Vimesy said he's looking forward to us lot doing a live stream of the USS MGP in Star Trek VR. So, I imagine the good people of Oculus will send us a headset each and a copy of the game, and then we'll all get involved in that.
Kev, I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but in the chat they want you to get your boobs out.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry.
Cool.
Crooked Tom said Sony's conference was his favourite because it was so punchy. The Ubisoft one was too long and a bit dull. Resident Evil was his biggest surprise and looks like it's going to be awesome on VR. And Sione Boy, is that how we say his name? Says the biggest yes moment for him was the Last Guardian release date. And it was kind of weird not to see No Man's Sky or Crackdown 3. Do we have any more comments from the Twitter or the chat while I take off my shirt?
Just get them out, mate.
You're so deadpan.
Right, there you go. Actually, this is my Queen Consolidated shirt. I don't want to ruin that. Any more from the chat or the Twitter before we all decide on our game of the conference? No? Is it just me here now? You lot all gone, yeah?
We're trying to work out
checking the twat.
I'm trying to work out how to block this claim. Honest to God, I don't know how to do it, so.
Don't try and say Twitter and chat at the same time. Bleep that out on the iTunes version, for goodness sake. Yeah. No, there really is nothing then. Shall we move on?
They're all arguing with a 12-year-old.
Yeah, they're all just kicking off in here.
Oh, well, we'll leave it at that then. So what was everyone's game of the show then? I think I've made my views clear. Detroit looks awesome. I want it now.
Horizon then is what I want right now. Yeah, but that's not until next year.
Fractured but whole.
Oh yeah.
You just wanted to say that again, didn't you?
No.
No, because it's fractured and then it's but and then it's.
Yeah, I get it. It's just not funny.
You don't see, it is funny.
No,
it's South Park humour. It's quite
exactly. That's what makes it not funny.
I can't decide. Initially, what I would say I would definitely buy would be Forza Horizon 3. I would probably buy Dishonored 2, and I would probably buy God of War based on what I've seen today. That is it.
Really?
Well, I'll probably look at other things. I'll probably end up getting Battlefield on the time. Titanfall, I like the look of, as I'll probably end up getting. But I'll probably the only things I would say I would pre-order right now is Dishonored, Forza Horizon 3, and God of War. Because
Nicky Wilson's also asked what my running total was for my shopping list in the end. I think when the Microsoft conference finished last night, we were already up to 329.
Really?
Looking at the Sony one, there must be another £200 for games there, plus a VR set. And then, of course, I don't know how much the Scorpio is going to be, but I think E3 2016 is probably going to push me over £1,000, which... Bloody ridiculous.
That's normal. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it is for a year's worth of stuff. So
I'll spend that whole year doing nothing but play Football Manager,
I
and
know.
I'll spend £1,000 on the pleasure, and I don't understand the world. So we're going to call it a day there for today. Obviously, we will have more thoughts after it's all sunk in a little bit more on our normal scheduled MGP show, which will be out on Saturday lunchtime as normal. Which, if you're listening to this on iTunes, is only 2 days away, so we've got to go away and recharge our podcasting batteries. If you have made it all the way through on the YouTube stream, thank you very much for sticking with us. I know that's been a long show, but I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as we did. And if by this point you haven't yet left a like, we did 2 hours for you. You could pop a like on there. And
We're
obviously,
on
if you're
12 now, and whoever did the vote down before by mistake has changed it. So that's
very good of him. And if you are watching this on YouTube on a replay, obviously pop a like on there, pop a comment on there, share it with all and sundry, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, because we have some interesting plans for this channel post MGPX. All will become clear on the show over the next few weeks. Has anyone got any closing thoughts before we wrap things up for today?
I could do with a drink.
Okay.
I've already had 3.
Yeah. Can you send your wife round here? We're parched.
She's gone to bed, mate. That's why I haven't had another one.
We all done then?
Yeah.
Right, well, we will see you on Saturday then, boys and girls. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Good weekend.
We'll see.